So Alim McNeill extension. He signed a 4-year, $97 million contract. He's got 55 million guaranteed. The average annual salary comes out to 24.25. So this year, his base salary is going to be just over 3 million. Workout bonus of 25,000. The cap hit is going to be 3.3 million. Obviously, especially after how last week went against the Cowboys, he's played up to this contract. Something we talked about in the offseason. We knew this was coming. We weren't sure how large the contract was going to be. And you know what? Especially after the Hutchinson injury, seemed like Brad Holmes was rushing this one along. Like, let's just get this done now. We know what we have. We take care of our own around here. So, yeah, very happy to re sign Alim McNeill. It's interesting that it's happening in the middle of the season. What do you think
It
about
was
that?
it was right after the day of Montgomery. It's like a week later they're signing Alim McNeill. I think this is just it's different than the day of Montgomery. With this Alim, I think it's just a getting ahead of the market, getting ahead of what's going to happen in this offseason. Right now, he's the fourth highest paid DT when this contract takes effect. I haven't looked at the free agent class that's going to come up, but I'm sure there's going to be some raises, so that he's going to get further down. The Lions were going to want to re-sign him. They just decided to do it now, and I think it's again they're getting ahead of the market, like they did with Amon Ra, to a much lesser extent. Penei Sewell wasn't as many tackles signing this year, but they got ahead on the Jared Goff thing. He just he started out being the number 2, and now he's number 4 or 5 down on the list, and I think that's the advantage. You keep your player happy, and also eventually the contract looks a lot better than it does right now. It's fine with me. I think maybe a little bit high for Alim, but you know, it's going to look good in a couple of years. And we haven't seen how the contract's going to break down. Are there void years? Or the details haven't come out yet. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, when you see those numbers, it always looks a little high right at the beginning when you first see it. Same thing we thought about Jared Goff. Like, you see the numbers and you see where it ranks, you're like, well, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. And then it didn't take very long at all for Goff's contract to look really good. I imagine it's gonna be the same thing with him, especially with the production he's been showing. So yeah, I'm okay with it. Just interesting though, like on Sunday, Alim's just terrorizing the Cowboys and just beating them up, and then by Tuesday he's got a new contract worked out. His
Yep,
agent called him while he's at home watching Reba. I don't know if you saw that story.
I did. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ongoing thing about him watching Reba, and I think one of the writers made a joke. It might have been Colton Pouncey or someone that they pictured him watching Reba when he got the call. And then in his interview today, he said, in fact, that's what happened. He was watching Reba and he got the call. Like, hey, congratulations. You're going to maybe making, 24 million next year instead of, the 3 million that you're making this year. It's quite the raise. So
Right,
good for
right.
him. Good for
For
him.
sure.
That 2021 draft class is getting paid like they deserve. I mean, they've been outstanding. So happy with
And
all that.
there's been no distractions about these contracts either. Like, we know that they're looming, but there's nothing from the players or the agents, or there's no kind of controversy. There's nothing. You hear that with teams all the time, and it's like, oh, the players didn't get done in the offseason, so they're going to wait till next offseason because they don't want it to be a distraction. And then these players have to answer contract questions all year long, or then it's just constant. It is a distraction all the time. So it's nice
Yeah,
to just have the team, have the players, and have the ability to get this stuff done without having to worry about that kind of thing.
exactly. And it's just great to have Alim on board.